You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Defending liberty 1 hour at a time and broadcasting live from the RWB Network studios in New York City, this is the Ryno Report. Always right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are going to make America great again.
My fellow Americans, let's roll.
And now, here's your host, the Ryno.
Hello, I am the Ryno, and this is my report. We are coming to you live today from the RWB Network studios here in New York and broadcasted by CRN Digital Talk Radio. Tell me this. When it's time to buy Girl Scout cookies at the office, do you run and hide, or do you seek out those that you know have the hookup? Girl Scout cookies have become as much a part of Americana as apple pie. Every year, packs of marauding green girls flock to the streets in hopes of fattening us all up and winning the big prize their troop has to offer that year. Samoas, trefoils, tagalongs, my personal favorite, Thin Mints. It's a rite of passage for every young girl to sell them, and it's a rite of passage for every fatso like me to buy them. After all, the money is going to a good cause, right? Maybe not, if you bought your cookies from troop leader Leanne Vick of Kentucky's Wilderness Road Girl Scouts. You see, she ordered 6,000 boxes of cookies from the organizing body. She was on the hook for about $26,000, but never paid that money back. Girl Scout officials eventually called the police after making several attempts to try and collect this money from her. She was arrested for grand larceny. Authorities still aren't sure if her troop sold the cookies and she pocketed the money, or if she herself sold the cookies and then kept the money. I don't know. I'm not sure. After seeing her mugshot, I'm pretty convinced she kept them for personal consumption. Either way, she's looking at about 10 years in the pokey if convicted. All right, big show today. Number one on the docket, Democrats from around the country are rejoicing today at the news that the DOJ has appointed a special prosecutor to delve deeper into the Russian interference probe. However, will they be just as happy when the truth comes out? And could their recent reaction harm them in the long run? Also, in a related story, some House Democrats still aren't satisfied with only a special prosecutor. They want a whole commission. Are they already setting up the narrative for when President Trump and his administration are once again exonerated? We'll also talk about how some never-Trumpers have more in common with Maxine Waters than they care to admit. However, neither will actually ever get what they really want. We have all that, plus Fox News Channel loses a beloved family member this morning. We'll discuss that and how my prediction from 2 weeks ago is already showing signs of being right. We'll talk about any other memos James Comey might have. And where is the worst place to have sex in a van? The obvious answer is any place. But there may be one place in particular that's worse than the rest. We got a busy show today. Check me out on Twitter, at Ryno on Air. That's at Ryno, R-Y-N-O on Air. Also, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Ryno Report. And you can always email me, Ryno, R-Y-N-O, at rwbnetwork.com. And you go to RynoReport.com and you sign up for the newsletter. We got one coming out you do not want to miss.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933 for free information. 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933. All
right, welcome back to today's show. Big shout outs as always to everyone listening live on Red Nation Rising Radio, the Liberty feed. That's our live feed Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Also live on Streaming Talk Radio the replay on KLRNradio.com, midnight Eastern, the streaming player, westernfreepress.com, and of course, CRNtalk.com, Monday through Friday, CRN Channel 1 at 2 p.m. Eastern. We only deal with the .coms. If you're not a .com, then get out of here. And like I said before, RynoReport.com. Go there, check out some of the new videos we got up there. We got the new Ryno rants up there, and you can sign up for the newsletter. We'll get a newsletter out. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. A warm day here in New York, about, I don't know, 128 degrees, something like that. It's really warm. It doesn't matter where you go. Nobody has an air conditioner powerful enough around here to keep you cool when it gets past like 90 degrees. And the best part about this is this happens every single year. Every year. We go through 7 months of cold, and it's cold rain and sleet and snow, and you're inside, and you get one day that's like north of 85 degrees, and all of the local officials start screaming to conserve energy. They say, you gotta conserve the energy. You can't turn the air conditioner on if you're not in the room. Keep it at 78 degrees. 78 degrees? Are you kidding me? I sweat at 58 degrees. It goes lower. And what I do to combat that, much like what I do with my grass, whenever I hear somebody say on the news that fertilizer is bad and we shouldn't use it, it's an automatic trigger. I go to the garage, I grab 4 big coffee cans of fertilizer, and I throw them on the lawn. It's habit. I do it. I can't stop it. And the same thing happens with air conditioners. If you tell me that I shouldn't use my air conditioner, I put it on in every single room. I put the setting down to meat locker, and then I leave for 12 hours. That's what I do. I pay for the electricity. I am not conserving it. I'm paying the bill. If I choose to put it at 78 degrees, I'm a moron, but I'm not doing that. I put it as low as it can go. The thing is sweating. There's gallons of water coming out the back of it. It happens all the time. One day, you get one warm day, and they scream and yell about conserving energy. And in the city, in New York City, and we'll talk a little bit more about Times Square here in a second, but in New York City, if you have a business, see what businesses used to do in Manhattan was they used to leave their doors open in the summertime. This is very smart. So they leave the doors open out to the sidewalks, and that way when you walk past, you get this nice cool breeze. You go, oh, I'm going to go in there because it's 95 degrees in Manhattan. It's always very warm there. And you go, oh, I'm going to go into this store that sells whatever junk they sell because it's cool in there, and I'll stay in there for a few minutes. I'll buy something. And they used that was like marketing for them. And now they can't do that. De Blasio, Comrade Mayor Bill de Blasio has said you cannot leave your door open. It's a crime. Peeing in the streets in Manhattan is not a crime. Graffiti is not a crime anymore. Leaving your door open so people will come in and shop at your business, that's a crime. And God forbid you don't use the right pronouns. If you don't use the right pronouns, you could be on the hook for $250,000 in New York City. I'm not even making that up. That is 100% fact. So they used to leave the doors open. Now they get fined like $500. And then if it happens like 3 times, they shut you down. They put your picture all over the news. They kick your kids out of school. Whatever it is, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible in New York City, which is why some people right now, we all saw this start to unfold around noon today. There was a car accident in Times Square. 22 people injured. One 18-year-old girl was killed. The police very quickly came out and said this was a DWI accident, and what happened was they were chasing this suspect from a robbery 7 blocks away. I don't know how you go 7 blocks the wrong direction on Broadway. I can't go 7 blocks in the right direction on Broadway. Somehow they went 7 blocks in the wrong direction, ran over these people in Times Square. Now, Times Square, for those of you who have not been and only see it around 12:59 p.m. on December 31st, what it is it's the most secure area on the planet. Perhaps, public place, the Pentagon, the White House, whatever. Putting those aside, there are hundreds and hundreds of cops in that little small area. It's only about, 3 or 4 blocks long by 1.5 blocks wide, because it splits down the middle. There are hundreds and hundreds of police officers there. A lot of them are in uniform, but a lot of them are not. They blend in. They walk around. They're undercover. They have all sorts of different technology to sniff bombs. Some people say there may even be facial recognition being used there. There's lots of stuff there. A very, very hard, very secure area. This happened. It wasn't right in the middle of Times Square. This was like on the periphery by the NASDAQ building. And so it is interesting that this follows what we have heard and seen in these ISIS extremist magazines about using a car to plow into crowds. Now, the only thing that deviates from that in this scenario, number one, Richard Rojas, which is the guy's name, doesn't strike me as a very Arabic name, but who knows? He could have that could be a pseudonym or whatever you want to call it. But here's the thing: when they outline in these magazines to commit this kind of a crime, generally it's followed up with, and then you get out of your car and shoot until you're shot. That didn't happen here. I'm not saying that this isn't some cover-up, because they did rush very, very quickly to say this was a DWI accident and nothing more. And there are some people, I have talked to some people, I have seen some different things, people who were close to the scene who have told me that perhaps everybody's in cover-up mode. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's what I have heard. But it just, on its face, I didn't really think this was terrorism. It looked like something had gone awry here. Generally, you hear about things like this when it's some 85-year-old lady who can't see over the wheel, and she knocks into 7 people on a sidewalk because she thought she put the car in reverse. We see that happen all the time in New York City, too. What I did think was interesting about this was Andrew Cuomo, who's the governor of New York, unfortunately. Him and Mayor Bill de Blasio, they hate each other. They are cats and dogs. They absolutely despise each other. And Albany, where the governor's mansion is about 3 hours from New York City. And whenever something like this happens, Cuomo gets on like the Learjet or like the super fast helicopter, and he beats de Blasio to all this stuff. So de Blasio is rushing to get this press conference going because he knew Cuomo was en route to speak first. So that's why when you start rushing and politics get involved, it's a little hard to take it at face value for what they're telling you, especially here in New York with me knowing the politics of the area. De Blasio had to get on camera before Cuomo, and so they rushed into this and they gave you the press conference, and everything seems to be okay, but it is, you just never know with these people. The Democrats are so much better at covering stuff up than we are. They're so much better at it. We've learned that over the years. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about Fox News, big loss at Fox News, and what's going on with the company. Are they starting to slip in ratings? We have the numbers. Don't go anywhere. This is the Ryno Report.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's to see the memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. See the art of the masters, an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, fairy lights from cathedral ceilings, and our ancestors smiling down at you from the family love altar. The romance of Romeo and Juliet, and find the mystical room of the moon. And don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, make our own sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. From pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, just $18.95, and Angelo's and Vinci's has been named 2 years in a row Best Italian Restaurant in Orange County. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurant at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022.
Hey guys, Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. you can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your health care. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Hey there, did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. I got to tell you, I'm doing the last segment, and I look over on the wall here at the studio, and I see a little creepy crawly. I'm not sure what it is. And now I can't find it, and that's a little unnerving. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the little creepy crawlies. Here we have these big Argentine ant, and they're very small. The Argentine ants are very, very small. They're about half the size of a normal ant, but they're everywhere. There's got to be trillions of them, and you spray them, and they keep coming back, and you spray them again, they keep coming back. Oh gosh, it's like Democrats. They just don't go away. I'm not trying to say that what's going on in Times Square is definitely a cover-up. It just makes you think twice when you are so submersed in the politics in this area and the narrative that Bill de Blasio has, and it makes you think twice. But very unfortunate, 22 injured, one 18-year-old girl is dead. This guy, Richard Rojas, had 2 prior DUIs, 26 years old. So they have arrested him. Now, this morning, very, very suddenly, we heard about the passing of Roger Ailes. Very sad, 77 years old. His wife, Elizabeth, she put out a statement saying, "I'm profoundly sad and heartbroken to report that my husband, Roger Ailes, passed away this morning. Roger was a loving husband to me, his son Zachary, and a loyal friend to many. He was also a patriot, profoundly grateful to live in a country that gave him so much opportunity to work hard, to rise, and to give back." Cause of death not immediately known. I know people, they suspect things, but 77 years old. He wasn't in the greatest of health, from what I've heard. People are saying maybe it wasn't natural. I don't know. He was born in Warren, Ohio, attended Ohio University in Athens. He majored in radio and television. He started his TV career working with Mike Douglas, a local personality. Of course, he worked with Richard Nixon. He worked with President Reagan. He worked with George H.W. Bush. He helped build CNBC before going to Fox News. And he also helped President Trump prepare for debates. So his son Zachary was born New Year's Day in 2000. So 17 years old. His son is. And very sad. I know people at Fox are very sad. I have not looked at the Twitter feeds of any of his accusers. You know what? I don't really care what they have to say, to be honest with you. I had said earlier on Twitter that, his death should be mourned, not celebrated, like anybody's death should be mourned and not celebrated. And I got a response from somebody that said, "Why should we mourn everybody?" Well, because life is sacred and everyone's life is special. That's why, you idiot. But I don't respond to that stuff because I have a very strict rule. This is my Twitter response rule. in case you haven't picked up on this yet. If you're going to be nice, or even you want to have an educated argument, I'll respond to anybody. But if you're going to come with the personal attacks and just say the dumb stuff, and you have 15 followers, I'm not responding, because that gives you the platform, not me. If you have 100,000 followers and you attack me, watch out, Mom, I'm coming. But that's it. That's my rule. Because a lot of times you see these people have like 15, 20 followers, and some people just don't have a lot of friends, and that is what it is. But what we saw during the election, that a lot of these were bots, right? There's somebody sitting in a basement somewhere that's running 15 different Twitter accounts that's being paid by George Soros or perhaps Hillary Clinton's new PAC, and you just don't want to give them the platform because they screenshot it and they go to all their friends. You don't want that. You don't want that. I know some of you you have to get entangled in the argument. Sometimes you just got to shut it off and turn away. Just put it away and watch Billions. That's a good show. Watch Billions. I'm not going to ruin it for you if you haven't seen the last couple episodes yet, but you should watch that if you don't. That would be a good way to segue into billionaires had I planned that, but I didn't. Let's talk about the Murdochs. They're not doing so hot. Fox News, irrespective, obviously, of the passing of Roger Ailes, Fox News Channel is taking quite a bit of a hit. They are not doing so well in the ratings. Their lineup, their primetime lineup, is not doing well at all. That show, The Five, is absolutely not primetime ready, not even close. They need to put that back to 5 o'clock, and they need to give Eric Bolling his own show at 9 o'clock. And word is, perhaps, that may be coming up sooner rather than later. But when we come back, I do want to talk about the ratings, where they're heading, where they're going to continue to head, and why this is happening. And it goes back to a show we did on May 9th, about a week ago, May 9th, The Incompetent Murdoch Boys. Go listen to that show, but we'll recap when we come back. You are listening to the Ryno Report, the fastest hour on radio. How about that?
This is the Mungle on Movies. I'm Matt Mungle. A new installment of the Alien franchise opens this week with an R-rated Alien Covenant. It is directed by Ridley Scott, who isn't shy about what he wants to put us through.
I hope it's really scary. I hope your arteries start going. I hope your heart starts pounding. I hope you have a very dry throat. But you gotta watch the screen.
This guy really should write children's books. Again, Alien Covenant opens May 19th. For reviews, interviews, and more, go to mungleshow.com or follow me on Twitter at @themungle.
If you have a loved one you think has a drug or alcohol problem, listen closely to this message. The clock is ticking on your family, and when it stops, someone dies. Alcohol and drug-related deaths have doubled in the last few years. You don't have time to wait. If you think your loved one has an issue, call Ken Seeley Rehab now. Let us help your family. We'll focus on fixing the core issues and help your entire family heal. And we are not just another revolving treatment center. You're not just another number to us. You're a family. We can help your family heal the shame and the pain of addiction. Ken Seeley Rehab accepts most PPO insurance policies. If this is you, call now. We want to help.
800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. That's 800-978-4814.
These are the sounds of Columbo's Italian Steakhouse.
Look at this ribeye. You see that ribeye?
Fantastic. Incredible.
You got to try a piece of this pizza. This is delicious.
Sausage and lentil soup. Special today. Very, very good.
Look at this garlic bread. Best garlic bread I ever had.
And here's Vic Perino, owner and operator of Columbo's, with the details.
A lot of the Italian recipes are my uncle's own recipes. We have a lot of people coming back for his hand-rolled lasagna. We make it basically from scratch, and I think ours is exceptional.
Here's Vic on what makes Columbo's different than other Italian restaurants.
The other thing that sets us apart from other Italian restaurants is that we're an Italian steakhouse. We specialize in our steaks.
Plus, there's more.
We have entertainment 7 nights a week. So they're coming for a lot of reasons, but value. Their value per dollar that they're getting, plus coming into a neighborhood-friendly place. Sometimes we're actually accused of being the melting pot of Eagle Rock.
Columbo's in Eagle Rock, on Colorado, just east of Eagle Rock Boulevard. Call 323-254-9138.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Hi, friends. This is Larry Minetti. Go to LarryMinetti.com to get my book, Aloha Magnum. You'll read all about the wonderful guest stars like Carol Burnett, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and many, many more. There is an episode guide and my favorite recipes that I really cook at home. I will include a free signed photo with every book. Get Aloha Magnum at LarryMinetti.com. Order now. Aloha.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Check out all the older episodes on iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio, or, of course, a perfect aggregate at RynoReport.com. You can find them all there, and you got to go to RynoReport.com anyway, because you got to check out the videos and stuff. So while you're there, listen to the older shows. I know what I'm going to hear when this show is over. I'm going to hear you didn't talk about the special prosecutor. Aren't you sick of hearing about that already? That was like 12 hours ago, guys. We'll get to that. But let's talk about, Fox News here. We'll go through this quickly, and then we'll move on, I promise. There were some people who were on Fox News this morning who were clearly upset by the passing of Roger Ailes. And there's a lot going on at Fox News right now. The ratings are not good. The 5 is not doing well at 9 p.m. That looks like a high school show. Like the AV Club got together and decided, to put like a good-looking guy in the middle, a fat guy to his right, a couple of pretty girls on the stage, and then Greg Gutfeld, wherever he fits in. I guess like the court jester or whatever. That's what that looks like. It doesn't look like they tried to dress the setup a little bit, like I said they should do a week ago, and it hasn't helped. And that's specialists. My big problem with the specialists is not Eric Bolling. I like him. I think he should have his own show. It's the fact that you have to look at people like Marie Harf all the time, and then the guests on Fox News, they irritate me because it's the same rotation of the same 8 or 9 people. Find somebody else. Find a new opinion, a different opinion somewhere. It's the same people just going through their narrative, through their talking points, through their rhetoric that's handed to them from either the RNC or the DNC. Can we find somebody, please, that has an original thought? How hard is that to come up with? There's lots of us. Look at Twitter. Lots of original thoughts there. Not all of them very good, but they're all original. Well, at least those who aren't copying others. I get copied all the time. It kind of aggravates me. But you got to do something different. They have that stupid show, that Outnumbered show with the one lucky guy. It's always this one of 5 different guys. That's all it is. Oh, my God. Anyway, and they're starting to see the problem here. It's starting to manifest itself in ratings. And what happens after that is after your ratings go south, so does your advertising. That's how it works in this business. You need to keep your numbers up so advertisers go, oh, you have viewers, you have listeners, they're engaged, we want to reach them. Very, very simple. Marketing 101. So last week, MSNBC won the key demographic, which is 25 to 54. They won it on weeknights for the first time in 7 years with a lineup that includes Rachel Maddow. Somehow a 13-year-old boy is doing better than Tucker Carlson. Then you have The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell, who's not even going to be there anymore. They're not going to renew his contract. And then you have The 11th Hour with Brian Williams, who lies about everything. Everything. And it's worth noting that Andrew Lack is in charge of the newsroom of NBC News and MSNBC. He loves Brian Williams. They are BFFs. He loves them. And his goal is to see Brian Williams, resurrect his career and become like the big news guy he always was. I'm not sure who's a bigger liar, Brian Williams or Dan Rather. Dan Rather used to be rather respected, and then he had that whole fake thing where he made up documentation and his whole career was shot. But this is the lineup that's beating Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and that stooge crew from the Five. No, they got to make changes. Fox News finished first in total viewership with an average of 2.6 million viewers, but MSNBC had 2.4 million. That's the closest they have ever been. CNN, they still suck. They had 1.3 million. They're totally gone. CNN is about a half an hour from putting static on the screen. And just for CNN for a second, I made a reference last night on Twitter that nobody got. Anderson Cooper reminds me of Max Headroom. You know who Max Headroom is? He's the guy from the old Coke ads from the 80s. He reminds me of him. For years, who does this guy remind me of? Oh, Max Headroom, that's who it is. Anyway, now you have on Monday, this last Monday, MSNBC came within 2,000 viewers of surpassing Fox News in total viewership. That's never happened. And Fox News slipped to third in the news demographic with under 500,000 viewers. And they were behind CNN and they were behind MSNBC, who won that category. Why do you think this is? Well, it comes down to a couple of things. Number one, the Murdoch boys are a pair of idiots. And number two, you don't have Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly was a huge draw. People like seeing him. And Tucker is very smart. And I like Tucker Carlson a lot. And I wish he was my friend. But at the same time, he doesn't have that same charisma. He has this same type of personality that there are a lot of radio hosts that have that same personality where you get a guest on and they're just running through narrative, rolling through rhetoric, and you laugh at them. And you laugh at them because they have no original thought. And that's what he does, and he's very good at it, and he'll insert some opinion and some facts here and there. But Bill O'Reilly just had more of a commanding presence. And they had to get rid of him because Baby James and Lachlan, they didn't want him in Fox News anymore. He had to go because of this whole thing with Sky News. Ofcom has to approve the buying of Sky News, $14 billion that Fox, 21st Century Fox wants to buy them. And if Ofcom over in Britain says no dice, then it's no dice. And it'll be the second time that 21st Century Fox has been shot down by them. And they don't want that because Ofcom can say for any particular reason they want that you're not fit to buy a British company. And they thought having O'Reilly there was going to be the reason why they were unfit. Why a guy who draws ratings would make it unfit to make your company more profitable, you got me. But the problem here is not with Rupert Murdoch. See, he's holding meetings. They had meetings at Fox yesterday, 2 separate meetings to accommodate all the employees. Of course, this is prior to the passing of Roger Ailes. And because people are concerned. They're concerned about the direction of the company. Some are concerned that Lachlan and Baby James are going to take this thing completely to the left to try and grab ratings from the anti-Trump media, because that's where the ratings are coming from the anti-Trump stuff. And there are others who are concerned that they're just going to crash and burn the company like they have crashed and burned every other company both those two have ever run. And that's a very valid concern, because they do not have a good track history. It's mildly better than Enron. Mildly. When we come back, we will talk about their little history, what they're doing to Fox News. We'll go through it quick, and then we'll talk about a special prosecutor. Democrats are so happy there's a special prosecutor. They're not going to be so happy in a couple of months. This investigation won't take long. Hey, we have a lot more to get to. Hang in there, guys. Go anywhere.
Hey guys, Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933 for free information. 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933.
All right, so we're talking about boxing. We're going to talk about the special prosecutor and all that stuff. We'll get to it here. I'm not going to say anything you haven't heard yet, but it is worth noting because it is big news, and it demanded live coverage all night last night. Live coverage of a special prosecutor. If it was a special prosecutor assigned to Hillary Clinton, you never would have heard about it. Not in a million years. Bill O'Reilly, he is doing something. He's going to be on Glenn Beck's program on Fridays. That's a pretty rigorous schedule. He's going to be a guest, featured guest every Friday on Glenn Beck's radio program, I guess. And I think maybe on the TV show too. I don't know. I don't really keep track of Glenn Beck, to be honest with you. But so the Murdoch boys, they crash and burn everything. Baby James had this whammo music. You ever heard of it? No, because nobody has. It was supposed to be like the next Napster. It never got off the ground. He had this Festival Records, this Mushroom Records, the whole thing, again, crashed and burned in 2005. His wife, she works for the Clinton Climate Initiative, so if you wonder what side he's on, that's all you need to know. Happy wife, happy life. But here's the thing about the Clintons, too, just as an aside, the whole thing's shutting down. The Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Foundation, that's all shutting down very quietly. Offices closing all over the place, for rent signs going up, just so you guys know that. Which is why she has a new PAC, because they're out of money. They're out of money. She doesn't like walking around the woods anymore. She's done with that. It's too hot for her. Because we do know, once it goes north of 74 degrees, she passes out. So, she passes out. Oh, it was so hot that day, 74 degrees. Then you have Lachlan. Lachlan has been a private investor most of his life, which is very easy to do when you're playing with house money. And then he got appointed as the acting CEO of this 10 Network Holdings. And then about a year later, that was in 2011. In 2012, 10 Network Holdings lost $110 million of the original $150 million investment. The stock price dropped 80%, the profits dropped 50%, he had to lay off 200 people, and then he left to go to Fox. So this is who you're dealing with. So the people that work at Fox News Channel have every right to be concerned because they're not left in the very capable hands of Baby James and Lachlan. So they're going to have to make some big decisions over there. But I think a lot of us have seen that the network is shifting a little bit more to the left. And you know what? We'll just shift our channel over. That's all. like people have been doing already. They think they're not getting the ratings because they're not left enough. That's what Baby James and Lachlan probably believe. But people are seeing the small shift that has occurred already, and that's why they're not getting the ratings. So, all right, let's talk about this special prosecutor. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't hate it. I don't like that this Rod Rosenstein is a little rogue. I'm not real happy about that. I don't think he should have to clear everything with the Trump White House. Just what he eats in the morning, what he wears is fine. But he's a little rogue here, and I'm not loving that. And he didn't give the White House more than a half an hour to let them know that he was going to appoint a special prosecutor. And all this, and it's his decision because Jeff Sessions had to recuse himself for some unknown reason. Some unknown, inexplicable reason. It's because the Republicans run and hide. Whenever there's something, they just don't stand and fight, which is so weird because people who support the right, we do nothing but fight. We will fight anything. We never run. We never back down. Yet the people we elect, they are cowards. They're all a bunch of cowards. I don't care how nice, how cool Jeff Sessions is. He's a coward for recusing himself. Now you got this Rod Rosenstein involved. And you got to give the White House more than a half an hour. That's just common courtesy. Hey, listen, we're going to appoint a special prosecutor. This is going to be live coverage for the next 25 hours. Maybe you give him an hour and a half. Could you give him an hour and a half just so they know? I bet WAPO found out before the White House did. So Jeff Sessions recuses himself, which is something Loretta Lynch never did, right? She meets with the husband of a suspect, never recuses herself from the investigation, yet Jeff Sessions said, I'm going to recuse myself from the Russian thing because I was a surrogate for the current president. Unbelievable. What's going to happen here? This is going to be quick. The former FBI director, Robert Mueller, he's I guess he's all right. They say the same things about him that they said about Comey. He's above board. He's not swayed by politics. That's what they said about Comey before they didn't like him. So, this is going to happen. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing here. Donald Trump is not colluding with the Russian government. I mean, it makes you laugh saying stuff like that. Because it's just so asinine. This has come out of nowhere. Did Flynn make a mistake by lying to Mike Pence? Yeah, sure. He made a mistake there. Did he make a mistake by talking to Kislyak before the inauguration day? No. You know why? Because the Obama people admitted to doing it. The Clinton people admitted to doing it during their transitions. And the Bush people on both sides, Bush 41 and 43, all admitted to speaking with their foreign counterparts during transition. Flynn did nothing that really was that big of a deal. Now, there are some dealings with Turkey, and he's going to have to answer for that. That may be different. This is about Manafort. This is about Carter Page. There's nothing here about the president. And when Mueller finally makes his decisions and says there's nothing here, you guys have been wasting taxpayer money for the last 18 months, the left is going to go bananas again. They're going to say he's partisan, and he worked under the Bush administration. Oh, I can see it coming a mile away. A mile away. But you know what? I am not unhappy about this. This is fine. Finally, the president can move on with his agenda and stop answering these stupid questions about Russia. He can go out and bomb somebody. He can finally go out and bomb somebody in peace. And I'm happy with that. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this, and I'll tell you where you shouldn't have sex in a van.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach. Footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Mortgage rates are at all-time lows. If you have not refinanced your current mortgage in the last few years, you could be losing thousands of dollars a year by paying too high of an APR. And the place to call is LendingTree to find out how low you can go. We can match you with lenders offering some of the lowest rates APRs available. Some APRs are lower than 3%. Imagine how much money you can save every month if your current mortgage is at 6% or higher. And all it takes is one free call to LendingTree to match you with a lender who may be able to lower your current home mortgage rate. Learn how to potentially save thousands by refinancing your current mortgage. Call LendingTree right now. NMLS 1136.
800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. 800-628-5067. That's 800-628-5067.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
So you've missed the healthcare deadline and don't have any form of healthcare? Liberty HealthShare has the answer. Liberty HealthShare offers an affordable healthcare option that allows Americans to enroll any time of the year. For those of you who have already enrolled but just aren't satisfied with what you've chosen, there's still hope. Liberty HealthShare allows Americans to control, manage, and direct their health care, yet still be in good standing with the Affordable Care Act. Members are exempt from the tax penalty and mandates imposed on individuals for not having health care insurance, thus giving you freedom from insurance. Liberty HealthShare empowers their members by giving them the ability to choose any doctor or hospital across the nation. Memberships are for individuals, couples, and families, offering a variety of options to best suit an individual's medical needs. If you're a freedom-loving American like myself, looking for contract-free health care, then this is for you. For more information on how to enroll at any time of the year, call 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org to request a free estimate. Do it today.
This is Jeff Carlisi from the Band 38 Special. Let us never forget that police lives matter.
You're listening to the Ryno Report, always right, on the RWB Network.
The Republicans want to repeal it. You know, they actually, with a straight face, say that the Great Recession was caused by too much regulation on Wall Street. They actually say that. You know, I remember when, you know, I've supported my husband through all of his races in Arkansas. And I one of my favorite political ads of all time was a radio ad, rural Arkansas, where the announcer said, wouldn't it be great if somebody running for office said something, we could have an immediate reaction as to whether it was true or not? Well, we've trained this dog. And the dog, if it's not true, he's going to bark. And then the dog was barking on the radio. And so, you know, people were like barking at each other for days after that. I'm trying to figure out how we can do that with the Republicans. You know, we need to get that dog and follow them around, and every time they say these things, like, oh, you know, the Great Recession was caused by too much regulation. You know, I think we could cut right through a lot of their their claims.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is the last segment. Of today's show. Check out the older episodes on iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and I suggest you check out the episode from May 9th. May 9th of this year. It's called The Incompetent Murdoch Boys, and you're going to hear all about their dirty dealings and how terrible they are at running companies. That was a good show. So, hey, listen, if you're going to appoint the special prosecutor, this Rosenstein guy, he's rogue, whatever, just go ahead and appoint one for Hillary and for Bill, too, because that's where the Russian collusion is. I mean, Bill made $1 million making 2 speeches in Russia, right? And then Hillary made $145 million by selling 20% of our uranium to Russia through Canada. That $145 million was paid to the Clinton Foundation. You have John Podesta. His family got a $30 million loan from Russia, his little company there in Massachusetts. His brother is a registered Russian agent. There is the Russian connection. Much more there. But, hey, listen, I'm not worried here. I think President Trump is clean. Nothing comes out of this, and this is going to be a big waste of money. But fear not, Democrats would like to still waste more of your money because some of them are saying that a special prosecutor isn't even enough. It's not enough. They called for it. They got it. It's not enough. Pelosi, Elijah Cummings, Adam Schiff, the usual idiots. They're saying now they want a whole commission. They want a whole commission. They're already setting up the narrative of, well, Trump was exonerated by somebody who worked under George Bush. You can see it coming a mile away. They're really bad at this part of their messaging because you can see it. It's also worth noting that 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks to the day, James Comey said under oath that no one has tried to influence the investigation. And this would be months after his dinner with President Trump, and that memo popped up, right? So did he lie under oath, or is the memo crap? Which one is it? See, nothing here. There's nothing. I hate saying there's no there, because that's become a buzz phrase, but that's exactly what this is. And by wanting a commission now, an independent, bipartisan, there's no bipartisan in this country. No one at all is independent anymore. But by wanting a commission, they're just protracting this. They're making it longer because they see what happened to Hillary Clinton. She can say all she wants. It was James Comey that torpedoed her campaign. But all these Democrats, they secretly know it was her. It was her fault for having the unsecured server. It was her fault for not turning over the emails when she was asked to. Had she turned over the emails when she was asked to, this investigation would have been wrapped up 6 months before the primaries. So they're taking a page out of the playbook of let's keep this going for as long as we can. Let's have the investigations with the House and the Intel, the Senate committee, and then we'll have the special prosecutor. That's going to take 10 months. And then if we don't like what he has to say, we'll have the commission. And lo and behold, that leads us right up to the next election. They must think we are stupid. I can see right through this. Right through this. So that's that. Remember to screenshot all of these happy tweets from these Democrats so we can throw it back in their faces in a couple of months. You got to remember to do that. That's going to be important. Oh, hey, last little thing here. I promoted this twice, so we got to talk about it. There was a couple having sex in a van in North Charleston, South Carolina. While they were doing the dirty there, someone came up and shot the guy in the head. Shot the guy in the head while they were doing it. The woman was so distraught that after this guy was shot, she went into the back seat and started doing drugs. That's what happened here. No suspects. They don't know who these people were. So, moral of the story, do not have sex in a van in North Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. A big thank you to all those serving our country at home and abroad. And a huge thank you to those in the law enforcement community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all the hard work. Please keep it up. And above all, please stay safe. God bless all of you. God bless all of your families. Have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, I'm the Ryno, and I'm out.